The beef between Moneybagg Yo and Big 30 has been simmering for years, but just when folks thought it was cooling down, they started firing shots again, and more bodies started falling. Memphis is turning into a full-blown war zone, and we're diving into every wild detail. In July 2024, Big 30 dropped a ruthless diss track aimed straight at Moneybagg Yo, and he didn't hold back. Big 30 came for him hard, claiming Moneybagg never did any real street work and just raps about stuff he's never lived. He said, "You don't even hurt people. Boy, you Noki living." Noki, Big 30's cousin, was the real link between the two back in the day. He got signed to Moneybagg's label, but he never really left the streets. And tragically, he was killed in January 2022. Word on the street is that Noki was deep in that street life, putting in serious work. His death hit Big 30 hard, so much that he dropped a tribute track called Noki Living, and it was packed with threats and pain. One line went, "Andra Tretio, the murder. Man, I'm gonna send shots at you fitted. I better not drop a bag on one. Everybody going to get it? I'm EBK. Mine drop 1 million on your whole committee." He even threw in, "I remember thugging on Willet all the way back to Janice. Way before rapping, I was trapping. Posted with the Matic. You speak on Noki, you going to die?" The wildest part? Moneybagg acted like he was close to Noki, but he didn't even show up to his funeral. In the diss track, Big 30 raged, "I better not say on this song, say what I'll do to you." Things are getting real dark between these two. Go shake your ass. I gotta attend my bro's funeral. That was Big 30's raw message. Then he went off on Moneybagg Yo for switching up on folks and surrounding himself with yes men. He rapped, "You ain't no stand-up guy no more. Yes men glued to you. Guess you ain't sliding, cause that just ain't your lane. I put morals over money. Man, you a fraud." Big 30 wasn't holding back at all. He called out Moneybagg for trying to act tough, saying it don't even sound right on you, I swear to God. Then Moneybagg fired back, claiming he gave Big 30 jewelry. But Big 30 clapped back real quick, saying, "I figured out why you left me, but why you lying on me? You gave me jewelry off your body, and I still paid it back. Now you bragging on it? What type of CEO is that?" Big 30 wasn't done. He roasted Moneybagg for putting their problems out in the open instead of handling it like a real boss. Then came the shade about plastic surgery. Big 30 spit, "Name a time you seen me without a Glock and a 223, or an ADRAC. I work out and lose weight. I ain't paying no doctor to redo my face." Shots fired. He was accusing Moneybagg of tweaking his look instead of grinding for it the hard way. But Moneybagg Yo wasn't gonna stay quiet. He dropped a savage verse too. "Rap dudes? Man, forget rap dudes. I don't even care to rap with them. I've been in my bag. Truth is, I don't care about y'all Instagram mask-wearing clout chasers. You hiding your hand and really just a fan. Don't let me find out." Then he took it a step further, calling Big 30 broke and throwing in, "I feel like Shiesty. I don't need no security in the club. This war is far from over. It's getting nastier by the track. Most of these dudes just be talking. They ain't touching no real money." Moneybagg Yo snapped with, "Can't break out a dub, man. I drop an op and throw a party like I'm Mr. Ruggs." Then he hit Big 30 with more fire, accusing him of pillow talking with a girl and getting messy. "You gotta explain that to that girl, so don't go blame it on the pills, the lean, or the green. That's what y'all dudes really are anyway. Fans." Moneybagg didn't let the plastic surgery talk slide either. He clapped back hard, saying, "I'm calling it how I see it. What makes you think I'd mess with my skin with surgery? Y'all out of shape folks don't even know what a gym looks like." He made it clear. He works for his look, and he's not paying no doctor for a new face. Big 30 been claiming Moneybagg was never really out there in the streets, but Moneybagg flipped it right back. "These dudes talk all that gangster stuff, all that rah-rah. I never heard of no spins. He was probably in the car, but ain't shoot nothing. Must have forgot. I know the real." Then Moneybagg threw down a warning. "Ain't no man alive can say they ever punked me. Come find out yourself." Now that's a serious challenge. Big 30 didn't hold back either. He hopped on social media and aired his thoughts. It's wild how Moneybagg been in the rap game 15 years and he's still out here calling other dudes rap guys. He called him out for not being in the streets at all, saying the only crime Moneybagg might be guilty of is frontin', smoking loud in states where it's still illegal. This beef got way deeper than anyone expected. When Big 30 and Moneybagg Yo first started throwing shots, nobody thought it'd turn into this level of drama. But now, it's a full-blown mess. It all kicked off when Big 30 dissed Moneybagg on an unreleased track, and then Moneybagg clapped back in his own leaked song, putting Big 30 on blast. Behind all the bars, there's real tension about business too. Big 30 had been frustrated with his deal under Moneybagg's Bread Gang label, claiming he wasn't being treated right. But Moneybagg responded in his track saying, "I want everybody to win. If I sign you, I'm letting you win. Why would I hold someone back? The fans gonna feel who they feel." But here's where it got messy. Rumors started flying that Big 30 was moving behind Moneybagg's back, trying to ink a new deal without telling him. Moneybagg fired off in the song again. "Try to go make a move behind my back? Let's wake it up. Be for real. Talking like I stole something, man. I ain't hurting for nothing. You just capping to get out your deal." Big 30 first got buzzing when he teamed up with his day one homie, Pooh Shiesty. They were tearing up the scene together, stacking views and heat. But in 2020, things took a bad turn. Pooh Shiesty got locked up for a shooting and robbery in Florida and ended up with a 5-year bid. That shook up the momentum. When Pooh first blew up, he signed with Gucci Mane's 1017 label, and Gucci had his eyes on Big 30 too. But Big 30 was already locked in with CMG through Moneybagg, and that decision might have changed everything. Big 30 chose to stay loyal to CMG, mainly because he was still cool with Moneybagg Yo at the time. But not everybody was happy about that decision, especially not Gucci Mane. Word is, Gucci wasn't feeling the rejection after Big 30 passed on signing with 1017, and that's when their own beef started bubbling up. Big 30 had posted a pic of him chilling poolside with Pooh Shiesty and Gucci during a video shoot. On the surface, it looked like love, but Gucci hit the comments with a cold clapback. "KA, stop posting me. Dude, we met once." That shook everybody up. They went back and forth online for a bit before cooling things down and even dropping a track together. But let's be real. Turning down 1017 and sticking with CMG might have been the move that slowed Big 30 down. Ever since Pooh got locked up, Big 30's momentum hasn't been the same. And now, he's beefing with the same dude who gave him his first real shot. Moneybagg didn't hold back either. He called Big 30 out on his diss, rapping, "You the one that did that fake stuff? I stood on mine. How am I in the wrong? You were supposed to go harder when Shiesty got locked, but it's like you just stopped putting on. To really get why things are so heated now, you gotta rewind." Moneybagg Yo came up on the south side of Memphis. He was out hustling by the time he was 15. He used to rap for fun, but never thought it could bring real money. Until everything changed. After a near-death situation with his ops, he switched up and took the booth seriously. At first, Moneybagg was fully independent, building his name from scratch by dropping mixtapes all on his own. And that grind made him a name Memphis couldn't ignore. By the time Moneybagg Yo was starting to heat up, Yo Gotti was already a Memphis legend. But there was one big problem. Gotti's from the north side and the north and south sides of Memphis. They've had serious tension for decades. Still, Yo Gotti saw something in Moneybagg and wanted him on the CMG roster. Moneybagg took the deal and started going crazy in the rap game. But that move stirred up drama in the streets too. Back then, Moneybagg was deep in a crew called Young Mob with his close homie Stupid Duke and a whole squad of other dudes. But once he signed with Yo Gotti, Young Mob cut ties with him completely. And it wasn't just jealousy or some petty beef. Turns out Young Mob and Yo Gotti had real dangerous history. Around 2010, a Young Mob affiliate named OG Boo Dirty was locked in a heavy beef with Yo Gotti. Things got real one night outside a club. They ran into each other and started arguing. Somebody tried to calm it down, but OG Boo Dirty allegedly punched the dude, and then all hell broke loose. Both sides pulled straps, and the shots rang out. When the smoke cleared, one person was dead right there on the scene. From that moment on, Everybody in Memphis knew this wasn't just music. It was life or death between Young Mob and Yo Gotti's camp. Here's where it gets crazy. OG Boo Dirty and Moneybagg Yo are both from Walker Homes in South Memphis. Moneybagg was even featured in the video for OG Boo Dirty's diss track aimed at Yo Gotti. So when Moneybagg turned around and signed with Gotti, Young Mob felt like it was betrayal at the deepest level, and they never let that go. What made everything even messier? Moneybagg Yo used to be tight with young Dolph too. Back when Moneybagg was just trying to break into the rap game, Dolph looked out for him and even gave him a feature for free. But things got tricky when Dolph and Yo Gotti started beefing, and that left Moneybagg stuck right in the middle. See, Yo Gotti originally wanted Dolph to sign with CMG, but Dolph wasn't with it. He was all about staying independent and didn't want to be under another rapper. That rubbed Gotti the wrong way. He didn't like being turned down, and the two started throwing jabs in interviews. And from there, it turned into serious beef. At first, the Gotti-Dolph drama wasn't that deep, so Moneybagg kept his distance and tried not to pick sides. But he was also working with another rising Memphis name, Finesse 2 times. Finesse had done time for aggravated robbery and came home ready to rap. He linked up with Moneybagg and Bread Gang, claiming he even wrote bars for him and passed over tracks. But when Finesse tried to jump into Yo Gotti's beef with Dolph, Moneybagg allegedly told him to back off. That didn't sit right with Finesse, who called Moneybagg soft. Meanwhile, the Gotti versus Dolph beef kept heating up, and this wasn't just diss tracks anymore. Bullets were flying, and the whole city knew this was deadly serious. What fans didn't realize was how deep these ties really ran. Dolph was linked with a crew called Trulla Mafia, and through that, he was connected to a dude named J Money. That's where things tied back to Big 30 and his cousin Noki. They were all tapped in with the same circles back in the day. So this beef? It's rooted in way more than just rap. It's about loyalty, history, and street alliances that go way back. There's some wild stories out there about J Money. Dude was known as one of the most active names in Memphis streets. When he was just 18, he caught a serious case, allegedly for killing one of his own people. Word is, J Money was on the block when he spotted a car pulling up. He started letting shots off at the whip, not knowing his homie Denzel Monroe was inside. Once Denzel jumped out and told him to chill, folks say J Money still didn't stop. He allegedly kept firing, and Denzel got hit and died. But somehow J Money beat the case and came right back moving, this time into music. He started linking up with young Dolph in the studio, and the word was J Money was about to sign to Dolph's Paper Route empire. But in 2016, just when things were starting to look up, J Money got shot and killed outside a club. That loss hit Trulla Mafia hard. He was their biggest name back then. After he passed, things inside the crew got shaky. Rumors say it all started because Big Scar was messing with the same girl as J Money's brother, D Money. That sparked drama from the inside. The tension boiled over, and Big Scar, along with a few other Trulla affiliates, broke off to form their own set, Rich and Ruthless, better known as Double R. But it didn't end there. A member from Double R started beefing with a Trulla Mafia dude named C-Mode. From there, the whole situation spiraled out of control. BG, who was repping Double R, had been dissing C-Mode heavy on social media. One night, BG was riding around with another Double R member, 2-3, when out of nowhere, shots rang out and lit up the car. BG was killed on the spot, and 2-3 barely made it out alive. Word on the street is C-Mode, along with his homies Zay and Go Crazy, were behind the hit. But only Go Crazy ended up catching a case for it. The streets were talking, and things haven't been the same since. C-Mode ended up getting booked on another case and was sent to juvie. But Zay, his partner, was still outside. Not for long, though. Zay was killed on the streets, and whispers started flying that Double R might have had something to do with it. Then came Trulla Mafia's alleged retaliation, and they supposedly got back by taking out 2-3. After J Money's death, his brother D Money tried to carry the Trulla flag, staying active and repping hard. But tragedy hit again. D Money was also killed. This time, rumors pointed the finger at a Double R affiliate named Big UNC. But here's where things get muddy. Some folks say Big UNC ain't really double R at all. Instead, they claim he's from KSBG and TTK, but just happens to roll close with double R heads. The double R versus Trulla Mafia beef was out of control. So when young Dolph signed Big UNC to his label, people were stunned. Dolph had always been tight with Trulla Mafia back when J Money was still alive. But after the Trulla split, he got closer with double R. Even though Dolph never stepped into their beef, fans thought it was wild he'd signed the dude accused of killing his late homie's brother. Then in 2021, Memphis was rocked. Young Dolph was tragically shot and killed. One of the alleged shooters? A Trulla Mafia affiliate named Straight Drop. But here's where it gets even messier. Straight Drop was also tied to Yo Gotti and CMG. And according to the other shooter in the case, it was Gotti's own brother, Big Jook, who allegedly put up the money for the hit. Big 30 and his cousin Noki were both close with Straight Drop too. And on top of that, Big 30 also had ties to double R dudes like Big Scar. The street connections run deep, but so does the drama. With all these overlapping crews, shifting loyalties, and years of bloodshed, this Memphis saga is still shaking the city to its core. Big 30 didn't show up to Big Scar's funeral, and folks noticed. Scar tragically passed away in 2022 from an overdose, and when people questioned why Big 30 didn't attend, he claimed it was all a miscommunication. Still, he said, "I ain't care who would have been there. I love you dearly." The two had collabed on tracks together, so fans were surprised he missed such a major moment. Big 30 reps a set called KSBG, and word is, there's some tension now between KSBG and double R. But the streets say it's not an all-out war. It's more about personal beefs than full-on set drama. Big 30's cousin also reps KSBG, and he even claimed that Moneybagg Yo only signed them for protection. After Moneybagg's first diss leaked, Big 30 hit Facebook and let loose. He said Moneybagg was getting extorted and started selling stuff from Big 30's hood just to stay safe. He also accused Moneybagg of clout chasing, saying he once tried to get a Big Bird chain from Pooh Shiesty, but Pooh shut him down. According to Big 30, ain't nobody in Memphis even respected Moneybagg until he linked with Shiesty, Noki, and me. And when Noki passed, Big 30 said Moneybagg didn't step up, didn't do anything, not even publicly. Moneybagg had already aired Big 30 out, claiming he fell off after Shiesty got locked up. But Big 30 clapped back, saying he didn't fall off. He just had to step away from the mic because he was too busy sliding for Noki. He said, "I couldn't stay in rap mode like Moneybagg did. I had real stuff to handle." And let's not forget the jewelry drama. Big 30 threw shade, saying the only thing Moneybagg ever gave him was a cheap-ass Cardi, and he already paid him back for it. The disrespect between these two just keeps stacking, and there's no telling if either of them will back down. Big 30 made it real clear. He's been stacking cash since he was 18 and didn't need Moneybagg Yo back then or now. He threw another jab, saying Moneybagg just copies everything Lil Baby does, and even called Lil Baby his father. That one hit hard. Big 30 had been airing Moneybagg out non-stop, dragging his name all over the place. But then, in an interview, Big 30 said he wasn't really stressed about the beef. It didn't bother him like that. That was before Moneybagg Yo dropped his new album and turned the heat all the way back up with fresh shots aimed right at Big 30. Now, the tension's sky high, and nobody knows what's coming next. One of the wildest parts is that on Moneybagg's new diss, he even referenced his past collab with young Dolph, rapping, "Up a ticket when I was hollering out I need a plug." That line stirred the pot even more. Some sources claim that Noki, Big 30's cousin, got killed over beef tied to Moneybagg in Memphis. No one really knows what happened that night, but Noki was known to be very active in the city before he got taken out. He caught his first case at 14 and, while locked up, started bumping Moneybagg Yo's music. When Noki came home at 18, he linked up with Moneybagg, who allegedly showed him $700,000 in cash and told him to leave the streets alone and get in the booth instead. That moment was supposed to change everything. But tragedy hit on January 28, 2022. Noki was shot and killed in Whitehaven. He had pulled up that night to support Big 30 at his show. It was supposed to be about love, but it ended in heartbreak And now, with all this pain, betrayal, and beef piling up, Memphis is sitting on a ticking time bomb. Right after Noki left Big 30's show that night, just a few hours later, he was found dead. Paramedics showed up to a chaotic scene, and the streets lit up with rumors that this wasn't random. People started whispering that the beef between Moneybagg Yo and Big 30 might somehow be connected to young Dolph's murder. After all, they all had ties to rival crews that were deep in street wars. A lot of folks believe it all really kicked off when Moneybagg linked up with Yo Gotti. That alliance had ripple effects across Memphis. Some even claim Noki got caught in the crossfire because of drama tied to Moneybagg. But in the beginning, there wasn't solid proof behind that theory. Then it got even messier. A few months later, Big 30's close homie, Chief Dollar, was gunned down in the same hood where Noki got killed. No one knew who did it at first, but by 2024, the truth started coming out. 2 members of Young Mob were charged for Chief Dollar's murder, and it didn't stop there. Cops later arrested more Young Mob affiliates after a wild shootout in May 2023. Stupid Duke, Paul Nelson, Rodnick Winston, and another alleged member of Young Mob pulled up to Tug's Casual Grill in Harbor Town and started blasting at a dude sitting outside on the patio. The man ran inside, but the shooters chased him in, and that's when the restaurant, packed with 50 diners, turned into a war zone. Bullets were flying everywhere. During the chaos, Rodnick Winston got hit. His crew dropped him off at a fire station, but it was too late. He didn't make it. Eventually, Muhammad Samba and Quentin Moss were charged in connection to Chief Dollar's murder. Between the street hits, revenge plots, and ties to big names in Memphis rap, this isn't just beef. It's a full-blown storm that keeps getting deadlier. Rumors are swirling that Chief Dollar's death and all this drama with Young Mob might trace back to Moneybagg Yo's past moves. Word is, when Moneybagg started rocking with Yo Gotti, knowing Gotti had beef with Young Mob, that's when the tension really exploded. Nothing's been officially confirmed, but the streets say Moneybagg was feeling pressure from his old crew in Young Mob. So he started linking with KSBG hitters like Big 30 and Noki for backup. Some alleged paperwork even claims that KSBG started stepping up against Young Mob for Moneybagg. The docs say Brian Lackland, aka Stupid Duke, was beefing with DW, which is reportedly Moneybagg's real name, Demario White. And it gets even deeper. The paperwork claims that in 2021, KSBG shooters allegedly tried to take Stupid Duke out outside a barbershop, all while Moneybagg was aligning with them behind the scenes. So now the Big 30 verses. Moneybagg Yo beef ain't just some rap drama. It's tied to real street politics, past alliances, and tragic losses. If the rumors are true, then Moneybagg's connection to KSBG might have played a role in the deaths of both Big 30's cousin Noki and his close homie Chief Dollar. And Big 30 feels like Moneybagg was never really down with them. He was just using them for protection while ducking heat from Young Mob. It's a deadly cycle, and Memphis is caught in the middle of it. This city's got legends, loyalty, and long-standing street codes. But if this war keeps going, who knows who will be the next to fall? Let us know what you think in the comments. Was this just bad blood? Or is there more to the story than anyone's saying? Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts down below. We'll see y'all in the next one.